Oh, well, we're now putting the spotlight on your home, and when it comes to painting your home, neutral colors are the perfect starting point. And if used correctly, it can really add a sophisticated tone to your home. And finding the perfect neutrals to reflect your style will have a transformative effect and make your home just that much more inviting. This morning, I'm joined in studio by renowned interior designer Marwan Gelderblom, who is here to help us use neutrals effectively. Marwan, welcome to Espresso.
Thank you.
You know what, we are talking about neutrals this morning, and I'm looking at Duram's color palette in front of us. Can you just identify and show us, when we talk about neutrals, exactly which colors we are talking about?
Yes, neutrals is definitely more than just your whites and browns and blacks. So if you're looking through this section, these are definitely your neutrals, and you'll see they've definitely got definite undertones. So I think the one tricky thing about neutrals are they've got this hidden undertones, which could be towards your blues and your greens, which also makes it more warmer or cooler.
Okay.
So if we look specifically into your natural colors, first you've got your whites. So that could easily, like your pure white, could be quite harsh and strict. So I think best is to kind of look into that for using different kind of textures to set a little bit. Then grays is definitely, that's kind of that kind of tone. That's definitely the hit for the day. I think it's used a lot by interior designers because it puts other colors into perspective and complements it a lot.
Okay.
If we look to this section, that's more your browns, which is a warmer and a familiar feel. So looking into living room spaces, that's quite nice.
Okay.
Something that's a bit more tricky is your blacks. That could be bold and quite overwhelming. So using it in a bit of less tones, I would say, is good for a space.
Very interesting, because I was going to ask you, we've now, pinpointed our neutrals, and you've given us a little bit of a background to each of them. How can I create a contemporary and sophisticated look in my home using neutral colors?
Yes, I would say, again, your contemporary neutral is definitely your grey. Because it's so versatile. It can go towards your warmer tones and your cooler tones. And that's why it's so often used by interior designers. It complements other colours, and yeah, it basically sets a good backdrop using different materials and putting it into perspective.
Okay, so when it comes to greys, how do you go about choosing the right shade of grey for your home? How do you start by actually introducing grey into your colour palette at home?
Yeah, I would say we can actually look at specific areas in your home.
Okay.
So let's say we start with the exterior of your home. So I think we all know painting the exterior of your home is no small investment.
No.
And you've got to choose the right color, and I would say the right product. It's got to be durable. It's got to be a color that you really love. It's your first impression that you set for when you arrive at home and for a visitor. So I would say use a paint that's weather resistant, because it's got to last quite a while. And if we look at colors, making some, I would say, quite neutrals. Getting to the medium range is good for a home. And when you get to the front door, that's where you can bring in some accent. So go up 2 shades darker to just set that statement. It's basically telling your visitor, this is what you expect next.
Yes, and this is my home.
Yes, and then I would say, if you enter the home, your living area, that's your signature style. So that's where you enjoy time with friends and family. So that's where you basically say, this is my home and this is my style.
Okay.
And bedrooms, I would say something a bit more tranquil. That's your me time. Your bedroom, your master bedroom and your bathroom is more personal. And a tranquil color for your walls, for your bedroom, just calms the space. And smaller details that one should remember is, don't be scared to just put your ceiling color a little bit shade lighter. It just enhances and gives the illusion of space better.
Okay.
And bathrooms, I would say, don't be scared to go a bit more bolder. It's a more intimate space, so you can play with darker shades. And it creates a mood. I would always say, kitchen, your bathroom, your bedroom, that's the most important space of your.
That's where you spend a lot of time.
That's where you spend a lot of time, where you basically prep yourself before you face the world out there.
That's right. Well, you mentioned bold. So for someone that loves, a bold approach to their home, so you suggest that, the bathroom's a great space to do that. How can they still do a bold look, but using a neutral palette?
I would say working with different shades.
Okay.
And textures. So but everything needs to be, I would say, in perspective. A good rule, because it's a bit daunting when you've got a clean palette and you need to start from scratch.
Yes.
And you need to create a story that's inviting and that's you. So a very good rule to remember is that 60, 30, 10%. So if you're painting a room, your biggest surfaces, go for your lighter tones.
Okay.
And then your 30%, that's more your accent points. That could be your furniture or even an accent wall or a door. And then 10%, that would be being a bit bolder. So you basically still keep the space balanced, but you enhanced and contrast some areas.
Oh, well, Marianne, before we say goodbye, when it comes to choosing, a color palette for your home, what are some of the things we need to consider?
Yes, I think, like I said previously, neutrals are the foundation of all colors.
Mm-hmm.
And choosing a product, it also got to be durable. So if we look at paint, definitely the color is important. It needs to be something that you're intrigued to. But choosing a paint is quite daunting. So I would say before choosing paint colors, look at the colors that you like. But remember that it's got undertones. So are you more drawn to your blues, or are you more drawn to your grays? And when you choose a color palette, you're looking for the lighter shades. Don't be scared to look more down. Then you'll easily see, is it more gray? Is it more green? And pop into your local hardware store. Go get some tester points, tester pots, paint big, large samples on your walls, different areas as well. Because one important thing is how light affects neutral colors, and especially the lighter ones. You've got your daylight and you've got your artificial light. So daylight can be quite harsh. So an artificial light, there you can choose, do you want a lighter or warmer color? I think one thing that's also quite important is it's got to be practical. So if you look at the different finishes paint, for instance, comes in, it's either got a higher sheen, and that's easy to clean, and it's got a more lower sheen or even matte. More people are more drawn to matte colors, so I would say like a satin sheen is a good choice. It's a good choice for that.
It's like a perfect blend. Well, Marianne, thank you so much for joining us this morning, giving us some insight. I'll definitely keep your 60, 30, 10 rule in mind the next time when it comes to redecorating. When it comes to Duram's well-balanced and considered color stripe cards represent all the color families with a generous selection of neutrals and contemporary grays, ranging from soft pastels to saturated accents. Duram's Platinum collection of decorative paints are also optimized to deliver exceptional color and bring, that elegance to every space. Ask for Duram at your local hardware store or visit their website. That's www.duram.co.za. Paint so smart, you'll style your life around it. You might even choose your dog to match your home. Duram, the paint that's made smart to look smart.